You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
iLive UK, Now Chat Show with Caz and Janelle. Tune in 4 to 7 p.m. every Friday at iLive UK, the Now Chat Show with Caz and Janelle.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Let's sing it together.
Never on Sunday, Monday too soon. Would you meet me on the roof tonight? I got a surprise for you.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Meet me on the rooftop in the night. I'm gonna give it to you. Come and get my love tonight. Oh, something's got me so delighted, baby. I see your face in everything I do. You got me shook up, shook down.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How is everybody doing on this glorious Friday? It may be raining outside, but with the Now Chat Show girl, I'm your presenter, DJ, whatever you want to call me. I'm Caz Mac.
And I am Janelle Rayburn, and we're back on your airwaves for another week. Yes, the weekend is here.
Yes.
And it's bank holiday, so it's an extra special one.
Yes, it is.
So who were those sweet, sweet tunes that you flung underneath our tail this afternoon, Caz?
Okay. So we just had Saturday Love with Cheryl and Alexandra O'Neill. And then we had the Mary Jane Girls with All Night Long. But it's not going to be all night long. It's just going to be all afternoon, then evening, and then you don't know how it goes. We're just going to keep it jiggy.
We are keeping it jiggy indeed. We're going to be keeping you company this Friday until the hours of 7 p.m. Like I said, it's Now Chat Show on iLive UK. And we are changing the way that you listen to radio. So we want to get you ready for another exciting show. We've got a great one lined up this afternoon. And we got a special guest joining us later, right, Caz?
Yes, we do. If you've been watching us on our IGTV, it's Now Chat Show UK. If you don't know, then you do need to get to know, but please don't go there right now unless you're just going to follow us. But we have been doing a series on dating deconstructing, so we've been delving into relationships. We just looked at what single, black female, is it a myth, is it reality? Why is there so many single black female out there? Successful single black female, of course, not in relationships. What's going on? So if you want to catch the replay on IGTV, please do go over there after 7 p.m. And then we have also, what did we do Sunday just gone?
Well, Sunday just gone, we actually dived into dating from the male perspective. Now, as females, we don't really have a clear picture of what dating looks like from a man's point of view. So we got some help on board. We had Daniel Edwards from Total 180 join us on Instagram Live on Sunday to talk about dating from the male perspective. And it kind of got very, very interesting.
It got heated. It got heated. Yes, it did.
It did get heated. It did. He shared some very honest views, not for everybody, not everyone's cup of tea, but you know what? It did resonate with some people. And if you missed it, that is one you really want to go and catch up on the replay. So as Caz said, you can go to Now Chat Show UK and catch up on IGTV, or you can go to our YouTube channel, No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. Now, like we said, we do have a guest joining us today to continue the conversation about dating from the male perspective. We'll tell you a bit more about who is joining us later. But listen, for all of you working from home, it's time to log off. Give us your undivided attention, and we want you to get involved. And here's the ways you can do that. So if you want to listen to us in the background while you are still working from home or potentially logging off, you can do so by going to the website. It is uk.iliveradio.com. You can also give us a call in the studio. The number is 0208 638 8503. And for all you WhatsApp lovers out there, you can hit us up on WhatsApp. It's 07564 265 257. That's 07564 265 257. And we're streaming live right now, right, Caz?
Yes, we are. So if you want the link to stream live, well, in fact, if you go, there's somebody on the phone already.
There's somebody on the phone
already. Oh, there was, but they're probably a bit shy. But caller, if you're calling, you don't have to like phone in. You could actually send us a WhatsApp.
They want to phone in.
They want to phone in. They want to phone in.
Right.
Let's get there.
Let's get there.
Okay. Who we got on the other line? Hello, caller. Welcome to iLive UK. Who we got on the line? Could you turn down your background music, please?
Turn off your radio.
Hello.
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 Hi, ladies.
Hello.
I recognize that voice.
So do I think, but I don't want to guess it and then make a mistake. Even though it's okay to make a mistake. Tracy, our ambassador.
Hey, Trace. How are you, Tracy?
I'm good. And how are you two?
Yeah, we're good, right?
We're good. We are good. We're going to make it carnival time in there today because obviously we don't have carnival this weekend. So it's going to be carnival at iLive UK.
We're just going to try and bring a little flavour for those of you who are missing carnival for this year. You know, it's the first time it's been cancelled in about 54 years, which is crazy. So there's going to be lots of people at a bit of a loose end this weekend. But Tracy, are you at work at the moment? It's the first thing.
I'm not. I'm at home now. I've already done my shift for the day. So I just wanted to quickly call and say hi. Keep doing you two. You're both great. And that's it. That's all.
Oh, thank you, sis. I needed that encouragement.
We both did.
Yeah, we both needed
We
it.
love you, Tracy. Listen, this girl, Tracy, is like, she's like gold. We love her to pieces. She's a massive supporter of ours. And, she's given us a surprise call just to wish us luck. So, Tracy, we really appreciate that from you. What you got planned for the weekend, girl?
Nothing.
Oh, that sounds great.
Just a little bit.
All right. Well, you're here with us at least for the next few hours anyway. So you can always join the chat on the website, or you can send us a WhatsApp as well. But thank you so much for calling.
And Tracy, you can watch us stream live as well. So if you go to...
I'm watching you right now.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, where do I wave?
So what am I doing, Tracy? What am I doing?
Right. So Caz is standing and she's got her hands up. Oh, Janelle's waving now.
There's a bit of a delay.
There's a bit of delay. So you didn't see me sticking out my tongue then? Thank God
I didn't. I can see her doing it now. Stop it, Caz. All right.
Okay, well,
ladies,
thank
take care.
you.
I'm gonna go now.
All right. Thanks so much, Tracy.
Bye. I just love it when we get called coming in, right, Jay? It's just so refreshing. It's so inspiring. And I just feel like we've got people that really just, supporting what we're doing and they really love it, etc. And I just want to say thank you guys for locking in this afternoon. You could be anywhere, but the fact that you're here with us right now, we just want to say thank you.
Massive big up and appreciation, you know. Without you guys listening to us, where would we be?
Yes.
So we really are happy to have you guys with us. So Caz, listen, how has your week been?
You know what, Janelle? It's been a busy week, but it's been quite a disturbing week in regards to what's been going on in the US again, you know, even though this is a continuous, you know, recurrence of...
You're right.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say right now because, you know, you're just trying to stay upbeat, stay positive, and then we're just constantly going through this. It's just like, when is it ever going to stop?
Yeah, I mean, you know, 2020 has thrown up a lot of shocking and tragic events. It's been a great year for a lot of people, and there's been plenty of opportunity, but there's also been a lot of tragedy. And as you said, Caz, you know, of course, we had the appalling murder of George Floyd earlier this year, and now just the other day, yet again, another black man tragically loses his life at the hands of police. So we just want to say R.I.P. Jacob Blake. Jacob was 29, and he was shot several times in the back while he was opening the door of his car in Kenesha in Wisconsin. And you know what the sad thing about it is, as well, is he had his young son sat in the back of the car while it happened. Now, thankfully, he is still alive, but he's quite severely injured. You know, there's viral videos going around. I haven't seen the video myself. I don't think I want to watch it. I think I know enough about what's happened, you know, and how quickly these things spread virally. But his spinal cord was severed, and it's left him paralyzed, you know, and doctors aren't even sure whether he'll walk again. So we're just sending prayers out there, prayers up to Jacob Blake and the Blake family. God is able. God spared your life, and he spared your life for a reason. We do condemn police brutality and anything that's racially motivated or incited. We at Now Chat Show condemn that. You know, we're all one race. We're all the human race in this world, and we just need to live amongst each other in peace. And, you know, people be able to go about their daily lives and to get away from this constant cycle of hatred and violence and anger, because it just breeds more hatred, violence and anger. So we're sending lots of love out to the Blake family. You know, may his soul rest in eternal peace. May his soul rest in eternal peace. May he be healed, I should say. But to George Floyd's family, we are still going to call him out. May he rest in eternal peace, and Breonna Taylor and Ahmad. But for the Blake family, we're just sending love and prayers out, and may he recover.
And really just want to, you know, send out our condolences to everybody that has lost a life due to police brutality. You know, change will come, and we just have to just put our trust in God. You know, that's, I don't even have any other words to say, because change will come, and I do believe God is not sleeping. But that's just my views on things, because that's what's keeping me peace right now.
Amen. I think that's a lot of people's views on things, Caz. And, you know, without faith, what do we have? We've got to keep the faith, right? So, guys, we got some soothing melodies for you right now to enjoy.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, we don't need to escalate. No, you see, war is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know we got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, oh, oh. Picket line, no, and picket sign. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? simply 'cause I have it. Simply 'cause we got to find a way. Bring some understanding here today. Make it back, no. Make it sound, don't punish me, no. Come on, talk to me. You can see what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
I think I got it, huh? Yeah. Hey. Right on.
Tennessee. Lord, I've really been real stressed, down and out, losing ground. Although I am black and brown, problems got me pessimistic. Brothers and sisters keep messing up. Why does it have to be so damn tough? I don't know where I can go to let these ghosts out of my skull. My grandma passed, my brothers.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Steering wheel, not just my spare tire. But Lord, I ask you to be my guiding force and truth. For some strange reason it had to be. He guided me to Tennessee. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. Make me forget all the hurts me. Let me understand your plan. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. Make me forget all the hurts me. Let me understand your plan. Lord, it's obvious we got a relationship, talking to each other every night and day. Although you're superior over me, we talk to each other in a friendship way. Then out of nowhere, you tell me to break out of the country and into more countries, past Iceberg, into Richmond, where the ghost of childhood haunts me. Walk the road my forefathers walked, climb the trees my forefathers hung from. Ask those trees for all their wisdom. They tell me my ears are so young. Go back to whence you came, my family tree, my family name. For some strange reason it had to be. He guided me to Tennessee. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. Make me forget all the hurts me. Let me understand your plan. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. Make me forget all the hurts me. Let me understand your plan.
Ishi, she went down to Holly Springs. Razadon and Baba, they went down to Peachtree. Headliner, I challenge you to a game of horseshoes. A game of horseshoes.
Now I see the importance of history. Why my people be in the mess that they be. Many journeys to freedom made in vain by brothers on the corner playing ghetto games. I ask you, Lord, why you enlighten me without the enlightenment of all my folks. Instead, cause I set myself on a quest for truth, and he was there to quench my thirst. But I am still thirsty. Lord, allow me to drink some more. He said what I am searching for are the answers to all which are in front of me. The ultimate truth started to get blurry. For some strange reason it had to be. It was all a dream about Tennessee. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. Make me forget all the hurts me. Let me understand your plan. Take me to another place. Take me to another land.
What a tune that is. Underneath us right now is Arrested Development featuring Dion Farris with Tennessee. That brings back so many good memories, Caz.
Yes, it does.
And before that, we had Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Love the sounds of Marvin Gaye. So soothing. His words ring true even till today. You know, sometimes when you're despairing, you can just fling on a bit of Marvin and all your worries seem to fade away. So I just want to big up some people who are locked in right now. Big up to Charlie Jai. Girl, locked in as ever. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to say hey to my Auntie Jay, Auntie Juliet. I know you're listening right now, so thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with us.
I want to big up Debbie. I see you, baby girl. Locked in, Miss Laverne. Thank you for always bigging us up, Queen. We respect you. We love you to the max. And thank you guys for tuning in with us. Who else is tuned in right now, Jay?
We got Sheila as well. Shields, love you, girl. Thank you for staying with us this Friday afternoon. We got great conversation coming up. We did mention earlier that we have a special guest lined up for you today, and I understand from management that he is in the building.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to the conversation we're about to have. But before we get into that, should we just let the viewers know what we have been doing over on our Instagram page? So every week we have an Instagram live on Sunday at 8 p.m. and we are halfway into a series all about the D word, the dreaded D word that is dating, right?
Yes. Oh God, I wouldn't even say I hate that word. You know, it's just it does something to me where it just makes me. That's what it does for me. I don't know why, but it just does.
I don't think you're alone in that. I think it does that for a lot of people. I mean, we discussed the single black female last week, and Lady T joined us on the show, and she gave some mad insight into the world of the single black female. I mean, she's single and hopeful, I think, is how we left it. And we do know that there's hope. And I think the most important takeaway we got from that is that as people in general, whether male or female, as long as you do the self-work, you'll attract the right person for you. It's all about focusing on yourself and making sure that you are the best version of you that you can be.
I totally agree with her on that one, because the thing is, there's so many of us, you know, whether it's male or female, that is actually desiring a specific type of the opposite sex. And the truth be told, what are you bringing to the table? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you need to really establish that. Are you a catch for that person? Are you going to be are you going to be an asset or a liability? That's the best way to put it.
That is so true. It's like having like a really tasty plate of food in front of you when you go to a restaurant, and for the life of you can't find a knife or fork to yam it with. Like, what do? Like, you know, it's just like there in your face, but it's just teasing and tempting, but it's not really nourishing you. So that's all about dating, and today is no exception. We are going to explore the conversation even further on our Instagram live on Sunday gone. We started the conversation about dating from the male perspective, and we had Daniel Edwards join us from men's lifestyle brand in the Caribbean, Total 180. And let's just say his views definitely polarized opinions, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think with Daniel, what I was getting based upon the actual live itself, Daniel is like this. He's like Marmite. It's either you like him or you don't. So whatever was going to come out of his mouth was either you're going to agree or disagree. And the truth be told, most of the things that he was actually sharing, that was from his perspective, and he's entitled to have his views. I'm not going to give too much information. I want you guys to go to the YouTube. I want you guys to watch it on IGTV. Just watch the replay. You'll understand exactly what we're talking about. But so many other men also agreed with what he also had to say.
That's right, they did. So as controversial as his views may have been and come across, like I said, he was very honest. And whether we wanted to kind of accept some of his views or not, like listening to it, we had to agree that some of the things he said had some merit to it. And yes, you're right, there were quite a few men out there who agreed with what Daniel had to say. So Daniel, from Total 180. Big up yourself wherever you are there. In sunny Jamaica, I'm sure. Probably just getting your day started. And yeah, we're going to talk some more about dating from the male perspective with our special guest who is now in the building. So this week we are joined by Ahmad Juma, who is one half of a successful partnership called the Authentic Dating Series. It's two guys who kind of started a dating service for men, really, and a podcast and various other bits and pieces. And one half of that duo is here with us today to talk more about dating from the male perspective and to give us a real insight into what is important in a man's world when it comes to a date. So we're looking forward to that. David, who is Ahmad's partner, isn't with us today, but I know he'll be listening wherever he is. I think he's away at the moment. So we're really looking forward to that conversation, aren't we, Caz?
Yes, we are. So, guys, make sure you stay locked in with us because he will be joining us on the hour. But in the meantime, we do have some music because we are all about changing the way that you listen to radio. So what better way than to give you some tunes? What do you think, Jay?
Go for it, girl. Run the rhythm.
Yes, sire.
This is your girl Caz and your girl Janelle,
and this is Now Chat Show,
a platform to inspire.
Each and every week, we'll be featuring a special guest who will be here sharing their story to inspire you.
With phone-ins, competitions, giveaways, and great music.
We'll get you ready for the weekend.
So be sure to lock in each and every Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. on
iLive UK, changing the way you listen to radio. This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
My name last, from the looking glass. I seen her yesterday, but still I had to let her pass. She keeps on passing me by. Yes, she does. She keeps on passing. When I dream of fairy tales, I think of me and Shelly. See, she's my type of hype, and I can't stand when brothers tell me that I should quit chasing and look for something better. But the smile that she shows makes me a go-getter. I haven't gone as far as asking if I could get with her. I just played love by ear and hope she gets the picture. I'm shooting for her heart, got my finger on the trigger. She can be my broad, and I can be her. But
The Now Chat Show, a platform to inspire.
Kids we used to kiss when we played Truth or Dare. Now she's more sophisticated, highly educated, not at all overrated. I think I need a prayer to get in a book, and it looks rather dry. I guess a twinkle in her eye is just a twinkle in her eye. Although she's crazy stepping, I'll try and stop the stride, cause I won't have no more of this passing me by.
And I must voice my opinion, can't be pretending she didn't have me. Sprung like a chicken, chased my tail like a doggy. She was kind of like a star, thinking I was like a fan. Dude, she looked good. Downside, she had a man, he was a Rudy toot. A nick and poop. She told me soon your little birdie's gonna fly the coop. She was a flake like corn, and I was born not to understand. By letting her pass, I have proved to be a better man.
Inside, take off your coat, I'll make you feel at home. Now let's pour a glass of wine, cause now we're all alone. I've been waiting for
You are listening to Now Chat Show UK with Caz and Janelle.
Girl, you make me feel real good. We can do it till we both wake up. Girl, you know I'm hooked on you. And this is what I'll do. I wanna sex you up all night. I want you to sex you up. Let me take off all your clothes. Disconnect the phone so nobody knows. Yeah. Let me light a candle so we can make it better. Making love until we drown. Dig. Girl, you know it feels real good. We can do it till we both wake up. Girl, you know I'm hooked on
iLive
you.
UK, Now Chat Show with Caz and
And
Janelle.
this is what I'll do. Yeah. I wanna sex you up. Make it up until we drown. I wanna sex you up. Just make me feel so good. I just wanna look at you. Don't say anything at all. Just lay back, enjoy the ride. Yeah. All I wanna do is I wanna sex you up all night. Make me feel I want me right too. I wanna sex you up. Makes me love it all night long. I wanna sex you up. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. Don't be shy, girl, get with me. I wanna sex you
This
up.
is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Oh, I wanna touch you in all the right places, baby. I wanna make love to you all night, yeah.
Hey, yo, Tim, drop the beat for me. Yeah. Want some real saxophone. Yeah. I see the girl doing it. Hey, girl, check this out right here.
Say, baby, what's your story? You got the goods, it's plain to see. The kind that'll keep a brother on his knees. And I'm so curious. After the club,
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
now let's have an apple martini and get to know each other. Tell me how you get that in those sheets. When you're popping in, it's killing me. Look over here, come follow me. Tell me how you get that in those sheets. When you're dropping in, it's killing me. I'll meet you in the VR. Oh, you sizzling, wanna lay you on the floor. I'm a bad boy, just thought I'd let you know. These are the thoughts running through my mind. Cause I'm so curious, yeah. Couple more shots and we out the door. Speed off in the coupe cause it's more in store. Can't wait till I pull in my driveway, girl. Can tell by now I want you, yeah. You's a sexy thing. Ooh, what's your name? 'Cause you're the finest thing that walked in my club. Your girls, they don't compare to you. Can't help but stare at you. Let's make a toast to the good life. Tell me, yeah, how you get that in those jeans? You're popping in, it's killing me. Over here, come follow me. Tell me, how did you get that in those jeans? When you're dropping in, it's killing me. I'll meet you in the VIP.
over here, come follow me. Oh baby, those dreams is killing me. I'll meet you in the VIP.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
I'm gonna take my time.
Every Friday, hang out with your girls, Caz and Janelle.
I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna rush the stroke, so she can get a sensual seduction. So I can get a sensual seduction. So we can get a sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Whoa. She might be with him, but she's thinking about me. We don't go to the mall, we don't go out to eat. All that we ever do is play in the sheets. Smoke us a cigarette, then go back to sleep. Cause we done got a sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Sensual seduction.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
I'm gonna take my time. She gon' get hers before I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna rush the stroke. If you don't know by now, Doggy Dog is a freak. I keep a bad with me 7 days out the week. And all that we ever do is play in the sheets. Then smoke us a cigarette and go back to sleep. Cause we done got a sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Whoa. Sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. I was all in the club having a drink, blowing on the sweet when I peeped this little freak out. I was all in the bar when Drifter, Shorty Red came on, then she hit the floor now with a see-through dress, long hair, light brown eyes, looking like Miss Bo Peep. And a player note, if I take her home with the real thick hips, you're so right, I'm gon' be. So I approached the chick with the real pretty face, nice curves on her with a little bitty waist. I whispered in her ear, little mama, what you drink? I know that you a freak, but you know I ain't gon' say shh. See, my game is outrageous. I got her to the crib and exchanged some love faces. But it wasn't no need for me to rush the bus one, cause I wanted her to have an eruption. Sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. Whoa. Sensual seduction.
I'm just feeling that track by Snoop, right, Janelle?
Yes, sensual seduction indeed.
Yeah, we did have a few tunes playing before, and we have Far Side, She Keeps On Passing Me By. Gosh, God, that tune, oh my days. I remember that in the, I don't even want to give too much about my age because people already think I'm like 25, but hey ho. But that tune, when it came out, it was just like, it was a banger. Do you know what I mean? So I really remember that tune. It just really brought me back to a place in the 90s, of course. And then we had Color Me Bad, I Want to Sex You Up. Now, we have got some of you guys who have been communicating with us, and you're basically saying, why are we playing certain kind of tunes like that in daytime? And it's like, well, what other time should we be playing music? I mean, is music got like? Is there certain times that you're supposed to be playing certain music? That's why I just need that education, because obviously I didn't get that memo, right?
Well, I'm just going to get really specific and read out the comment actually from Earl Newman. Earl's your cousin, right, Gaz?
Yes, he is.
So Earl said, why are you trying to encourage people to draw the curtains and put on the red light bulb?
Huh?
Earl, you've just given us a beautiful insight into your mind on this Friday afternoon.
Okay, interesting, no comment there. Okay, so we did have Bobby Valentino, Tell Me. Yes, that was like one of those club bangers from back in the days. Those used to go to the Zeb Bar Players Club on a Friday night. Oh my gosh, am I really sounding like I was a proper little going out kind of individual? Well, I do like to party and I do like to socialise, so I'm not going to feel any shame here.
That's
and
right.
we had Snoop Dogg, of course, which we mentioned earlier.
Sensual Seduction. Now, Charlie says she's loving the music. Thank you, Charlie. We are loving it too. We're loving playing these jams. We've got an interesting conversation coming up talking about dating from the male perspective. Our guest who's joining us, AJ Ahmad from the Authentic Dating series, is in the building. We will be bringing him on at the top of the hour. But before we do, I just want to big up the iLive family and management in the building. Enough respect to you guys every single time. We appreciate your support. You are listening to iLive UK, and we're changing the way that you listen to radio. Now, for those of you listening who are locked in, we want to hear your views. We want you to get involved. This is now Chat Show, and that's what we do. We chat, and we need you to chat with us. So what's your opinion on dating from the male perspective? Doesn't matter whether you're male, female, everybody's got an opinion. We want to hear your opinions, so get involved, guys. You can join us on the website. It's uk.iliveradio.com. There is a live stream chat there that you can drop your comments in there. You can call us in the studio if you want to actually talk with us live. So it's 0208 638 8503. That's 0208 638 8503. And for the WhatsApp lovers, you can hit us up there too. It's 07564 265 257. Once again, 07564 265 257. Get involved, guys. We want to hear from you.
So, Janelle, what's been your takeaway so far from us doing Dating Deconstructed? I mean, obviously we had Lady T and we had Tamara, and then obviously we had Daniel last week. But what's been your biggest takeaway so far?
I think the biggest takeaway for me, Caz, is that we don't talk about it enough. And the more we talk about it is the more that we can understand what's important to ourselves and each other, and what's normal and what's to be expected in the dating world. I think a lot of the time when we are out there trying to date, we can end up making a lot of assumptions about the other person or the situation that we're in. But sometimes when you listen to other people's stories, you realize, oh, I went through that. Oh, is that what that means? You know, rather than us guessing. And there's often a lot of kind of disconnect between dating from the male world and dating in the female world. And as women, we talk about dating all day long. You know, you get together with your girlfriends, maybe you're out for brunch or having a few cocktails, and somehow the conversation always comes round to dating. But, you know, we should be having the conversation between sexes, like to know what for men to understand what's important from the female perspective, and for women to understand what's important from the male perspective.
Definitely. Okay, so with Janelle sharing her takeaway so far, guys, make sure you stay logged in with us. But I'm going to leave you with a little something like this by Charlie Wilson. There Goes My Baby. So I know you're probably going to be just like jumping off your seat right now, but you know what? We don't even want to think about what you're going to do, but we just know what we're going to do.
Rolling in my car when I pull up at the mall, couldn't find a place to park. Threw my keys to the valet. Had that for me. I was only there to hang, wasn't looking for a thing. I was just about to bounce, and then I saw Miss Lady. Then I said to myself,
store, pretty little thing, a couple of bags in her hand, right in front of Macy's. That's where the pretty girls hang. Then I saw her at the food court, sipping lemonade, conversating on her cell phone, looking so amazing. And I said to myself, there she goes, there she goes, there she goes, yeah. Oh, well, well, well. Destiny only is one for me. There go my lady, there go my lady. Oh, she gon' be the one. We gon' fall in love. We gonna have some babies, babies, babies. She gon' wear my ring. She gon' take my name. Take her to the cookout. Take her to my mama's house. If she need her hair done, my cousin can. I'll treat her like a queen, give her everything. She will be my girl till we old and gray. And I knew it from the moment that I saw her lovely, lovely.
You're listening to iLive Radio. Changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
You're listening to iLive Radio.
This is Lisa Banton, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Hey, this is music producer Reggie Marks, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way that you listen to radio.
This is Miracle Thomas, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Don't nobody kiss it like you.
A lie. Them other girls can't compete with mine. You do it so good, you blow my mind. You pull it out, then you're open wide. You make me want to tap out every time. Them pretty lips leave me so inspired. I think that she a winner. She'd be a keeper, cause she's such a good kisser. Got lipstick on my leg. Oh, baby. She's such a good kisser.
Listen, let me tell you something. I done been around the world, I done kissed a lot of girls, so I'm guessing that it's true. Yeah. Make me holler and I bet $1 million. Don't nobody kiss it like you. Don't nobody kiss it like you. Don't nobody kiss it like you. Bang, bang, bang. Don't nobody kiss it like you. Don't nobody kiss it like you.
This girl, she my hero. Get that hero. Taste so spicy.
It's a lie. Them other girls can't compete with mine. You do it so good, you blow my mind. You pull it out, then you're open wide. You make me want to tap out every time. Them pretty lips leave me so inspired. I think I gotta win.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
To me, baby, with good flow. Don't ever wanna make them on give
Welcome back. Yes, thank you guys for staying with us. So right now, underneath me, we're listening to Usher, Good Kisser. So AJ,
hey,
are you a good kisser?
I like to think so. I think the answer remains with my fiance.
Okay, so I was gonna say maybe we should call the fiance and get her to give you out of 10, but then I thought no, you're just gonna be a 10 straight up. So it's all
she
good,
probably would do as well. It'd be very upsetting for those who are betting against me.
So guys, we've got AJ with us, and we're gonna go right into a conversation. So
We are.
I think it's only right that he gives us a bit more of a description who he is and what he does, even though we've been talking about it for the last hour. But
we have, but for those who have just joined us after the break, AJ is one half, or Ahmed, but AJ, as he's affectionately known by his fiance, is one half of the duo, the Authentic Dating series. They offer a dating advice service for men, also podcasters, etc. So welcome to Now Chat Show, AJ, and just tell us all about yourself and what you do.
Sure, thanks. First, I'm really psyched to be here. Thanks for having me. So Authentic Dating Series is something that me and my podcast co-host David Chambers created because we felt like men required this advice that wasn't out there, that wasn't available. A lot of the dating advice that we saw was a lot to do with fixing and trying to run away from our fears, as opposed to actually acknowledging like who we are as people and then starting from that place in dating. So there's a lot of things about how to get a number, or how to approach a girl, and how to avoid rejection essentially, but not about actually how to be truly yourself. So a lot of our stuff is really about helping men to avoid the stress, the fear and the pain of unhappy relationships by actually getting in touch with who they really are and expressing that, so they can find someone who's into that as opposed to into all the charade.
I like that. The fact that you even touch on the fact of dealing with rejection, because I think that's so crucial, because obviously, especially as women, we don't even know what harm we could actually potentially be doing to that man. Do you know what I mean? And that can also, bruise him so much that he may not want to approach that woman that could be his ideal partner. So I think what you guys are offering as a service, well done, because I think that is just like so imperative right now.
I think it goes back to the point we were making earlier, right, Caz, which is that in terms of dating, we don't talk about it enough. And certainly between the sexes, we don't talk about it enough. We all think that we know what dating is all about, or we know what to anticipate or to expect, and we all have these ideals we build ourselves up for. What happens when you go on a date? What should a man do? What should a woman do? What should a man say? What should he wear? What shouldn't he say? How should he eat? There's so many check boxes that we have, but where do these check boxes come from? Are they realistic? Are we just setting ourselves up for failure anyway, or is it better that we just have this conversation open and honest? Like we mentioned earlier, we have been deconstructing dating on our IG live series, and we've had a couple of episodes so far. The first one was talking about the single black female, and the second one was all about dating from the male perspective. So we spoke to Daniel Edwards from Total 180, and we had a really interesting, vibrant conversation going on there, and there was a whole another show going on in the comments on Insta Live as well. So it was really interesting. If you haven't watched it, guys, do check it out at Now Chat Show UK. But we want to kind of continue that conversation with yourself, AJ, today. And, just talk more about dating from the male perspective, but also about online dating as well. Because as far as I understand, yourself and your partner, David, who's not with us here. Actually, where is David today?
Yeah, he's in Sweden. He's meeting the family of his partner.
Oh, wow.
Time. Yeah,
wow.
Big things, yeah.
Big things. That's a big trip.
Yeah, it's a big trip, yeah.
That is a big trip. This is where it's either gonna, well, then again, at the end of the day, they're going to do their thing regardless. Yeah. So.
I read something recently that said if a man introduces you to his family, then you know it's serious. I know that David's gone to meet his partner's family, but we can talk a bit more about that. But David, if you're listening to us, we want to send you a big shout out and just say best of luck with that encounter. We're sure it'll go well. Just make sure that, you know, your fingernails are clean, you've cleaned behind your ears, nothing stuck in your teeth, and I'm sure you will be fine.
It's going to be fine, David. You've got this.
He's definitely got it. So, you know, back to kind of you guys establishing the Authentic Dating series, we kind of read that you, I don't know how to say this or to put it nicely, but that you guys were kind of computer geeks. Techies.
Oh, right. We studied computer science. I don't know if you could class us as computer geeks, but we definitely come from that side of spectrum. I was going to say, what is that? But like amongst all the computer scientists, I once went to a job interview and they said to me, "You don't look like a computer scientist," and I was like, "What does that mean?"
What does that look like?
Yeah. But yeah, we do have this background, which is really interesting because when it comes to dating and socializing, it's not the usual thing. So we understand men from that perspective as well, and the problems that men face.
I think traditionally men have been more tech savvy. I don't want to generalize, so I you know, I don't want to stereotype, but just generally men have kind of been a bit more tech savvy or interested in tech, should I say, than women, especially when it comes to video games, etc. So I guess the world has just progressed. We've got so much social media right now. We've got a multitude of dating apps. Like, people are spoilt for choice when it comes to dating apps. So we could talk a bit more about that as well.
Let me just add, I have not done any of those dating apps.
She was supposed to.
Okay.
Oh, anyway,
okay.
Yeah. Supposed to, because actually the next conversation we've got coming up on IG this Sunday, and we'll talk a bit more about that later, but it's all about online dating. So we were committed to doing research along with our viewers, but we want to get really down into the whole dating from the male perspective. And you know, you guys have been going for a couple of years, so we want to really understand those conversations that you have with men and the men that you have helped, etc. But before we do, we just want to set the tone for the conversation, you know, because everything in life has a backdrop to music and a melody. So take it away.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Coming from England to satisfy her soul, and also she wants a man. Oops, it's about run, she bucked up fast. I'm going to make you explode just like a bomb. Every hour, every minute, and every second, they call me Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover.
I'm not gonna take it easy. You won't get away tonight. The vibe that's flowing through me makes me feel alright. You can't say you're full of attraction. Now it's a chance to show me emotion. I've waited so long. You better come on strong, Mr. Loverman. Do the with it, Mr. Loverman. Mr. Loverman. Shabba. I can't wait.
Waiting for what? You have it and I might become. Tell me with it. I'm going to lay down and make you feel me with it. Because really that is my favorite habit. And when me lay down, you know me not run from it. They call me Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover. Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover. They call me Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover. A woman take a trip, she coming from England. To satisfy her soul, you know, so she wants a man. Boom! It's a man ranking, you buck up fun. I'm going to make you explode just like a bomb. Every hour, every minute, and every second, they call me Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover.
Champion lover, no, he's up tonight. No, champion lover, wanna make it feel alright. Whoa, champion lover, no, he's up tonight. Mr. Loverman, would you love him where you're not?
But it's a loving you want and a loving you want to get. You never say experience this a love yet. For this a love sweat. And in this I love you, now go live and sweat. As I love you from you to come straight to you. Them call me Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover. Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover. I go and tell you when they call me Miss a Lover, man. It's when me love the girls, them depending on. Caroline said they like to one and the man, they call me Miss a Lover, man, they call me Miss a Lover.
Mr. Lover Man, kill me with it. Mr. Lover Man, kill me with it. Mr. Lover Man, Shabba. Mr. Lover Man, Shabba.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Mr. Lover, lover, I'm Mr. Lover, lover, girl. Mr. Lover, lover, I'm Mr. Lover, lover. She call me Mr. Bombastic.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Romantic, call me fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Rose. Smooth. Just like a silk, soft and cuddly, hug me up like a quilt. I'm a lyrical lover, now take me pin up filled with my sexual physique. You know me well, Bill, do me, oh my, well, can't you tell? I'm just like a turtle crawling out of my shell. Girl, you captivate my body, put me under a spell. With your couscous perfume, I love your sweet smell. You're the young girl who can ring my bell, and I can take rejection. So you tell me go to well, I'm bombastic. Fantastic, touch me on my back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic, call me fantastic. She touch me on my back, she says I'm Mr. Boom, 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 bombastic. Tell me fantastic, touch me on my back, she call me Mr. Romantic. Tell me fantastic, she touch me on my back, she says I'm Mr. Boom, boom. Gee whiz, baby, please, let me take you to an island of the sweet cool breeze. You don't feel like drive, well baby hand me the keys, and I will take you to a place and set your mind at ease. Don't you take to my foot bottom, baby please. Don't you play with my nose, cause I'm a hatchoon sneeze. Well are you are the bun and me are the cheese, and if I'm me are the rice, well baby love you the peas. I'm bombastic, really fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says I'm Mr. Romantic, really fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says I'm Mr. Boom, boom, boom. Bombastic, very fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic, very fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Boom, boom. I say give me your lovin', girl, your lovin' well good. I want your lovin', can't beat it like you should. I give you your lovin', girl, your lovin' well good. I want your lovin', girl, you remember the you like to kiss and caress, rub down every strand of your pan bitches. I'm bombastic, rated as the best you should get. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, guys. Oh, just dropped my headphones. Right, so we just listened to Shabba Ranks with Chevelle Franklin, Mr. Lover Man. Who remembers that tune? That was a tune back in the days. And Shaggy with Mr. Bombastic right under me. So we're still here in the studio having a conversation, and I think it's only fair that we actually go straight into the conversation a bit further, a bit more deeper, because I'm mindful about the time. So AJ, in regards to Authentic Dating series, how did you and David actually meet? How did you guys get together to make you come up with this amazing concept?
So David and I actually know each other all the way back to high school. So we've been friends for a long time. In fact, we weren't even good friends back then, but we knew of each other. And it was only when we went to university, we went to different universities, but we both came across this whole, I don't know if you guys heard of pickup artists. It's so it's gonna blow your mind.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. So there was a movement about 2007 or so, and there was a whole bunch of guys who decided to start to study how to improve their dating skills. But the sad thing is that a lot of it was focused on the outer. It wasn't focused on the inner. So what I mean by outer is like, what things should I say, how should I dress, and all these other factors. So David and I wanted to improve our dating skills, and we ended up going to a course where we realized we were just as good as the teachers. So we volunteered to help. That led on to us coaching. That led on to us becoming our own sort of dating experts. People would often come to us for advice. So even after we stopped coaching for a while, people still come to us for advice. And then late 2018, I sat down with David and said, hey, we've got these skills, people still want to know, like, we should do something with this. And I think Dave came up with the idea for a podcast, and we started it, and here we are. We had, when we first released it, we were just like, what are people going to say, what are they going to think? But it's been amazing.
Wow. And the fact that you even just stepped out and just done it, I think that's amazing. You know, because you're always going to have like the false evidence appearing to be real. You're always going to have fear, always there. But the fact is, you just got to step out and just do it. And I do also remember reading your bio that you've also helped like about 1,000 men that you've actually helped out.
Yeah.
So that's nuts. That's different levels. But could you imagine if you didn't do it?
Yeah. But you know what I love as well? I love the fact that, you guys kind of discovered this by going through it yourself, so wanting to improve your own dating skills, because apparently, AJ, you were a shy singleton in a former life, and now you are a self-proclaimed charismatic, happily engaged man. I mean, that's quite a transformation. What changed, bro?
A lot changed, and I think the biggest thing, and this is why the podcast is called Authentic Dating, is I discovered the power of being authentic. And when we say authentic, people don't necessarily understand what that means. And for us, being authentic means being really okay with who you are and being able to express that freely with people. So actually, I'd still say I am shy sometimes, but I'm able to express that freely. So I'm able to say, hey, you know what? I feel nervous. I feel shy, and I don't make that mean anything negative about myself. I just think it's part of being human.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that's the problem, that we try to be so perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it's impossible to do that, and then when you do try and do it, it's such hard work to try and keep up.
Do you know what as well, Caz? I think there is, like we were saying back about just earlier about the assumptions that we make around dating, and we don't have the conversation enough. I think one of the assumptions that we make, especially as females, is that there is no shyness when it comes to approaching a woman from a male perspective. We have this assumption that every man has it in them to be able to approach a woman, come up and talk to you. But what I'm discovering from, having conversations with male friends, etc., is that's not really the case. A lot of men struggle. They get really shy and really nervous, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the things we're finding more and more, especially from women, complaining about the lack of leadership and assertiveness in men.
That was something that was spoke about in both of our IGTV series, and they kept on saying, men are just not approaching, or they're just not strong enough. And we even had a few guys that was even saying about, the men leading, but it's really understanding, where's that man leading you to?
Yeah.
And even you as a woman, do you even know where you want to be led to as well? So you've also got to take your responsibility in terms of where you're at in order for you to attract a man that got vision. What's your vision?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think there's an important distinction to make there between leadership and people who are just controlling, right? And leadership is, still one should have, a leader has compassion, has empathy, has an ability to understand whether someone's comfortable. And in today's age, I think this also plays into why a lot of men are feeling a lack of assertiveness, is because of, post Me Too movement, there's a lot of fear in the air. They're like, how do we act now as men? We don't want to be inappropriate. But then the truth is that for most men, they're not acting inappropriately. They're just expressing themselves. It's the how do you say, the ones who are in power, who are abusing their power. That's what that movement was about. However, the fallout has been that so many men now are just like, I just don't want to chance it. Like, is it now okay to talk to a woman in the street? Is it harassment? You see, these are the concerns that men today face.
I think you're right, AJ. I think it's that the whole Me Too movement, which I think is a great thing that's happened, because there has been abuse of power, especially when it comes to sexual harassment and exploitation in too many pockets of society that have just kind of gone accepted and ignored. So it's great that we've raised attention and awareness of that.
Sorry, what's the movement called?
Me Too. So with Harvey Weinstein,
yes,
all these women coming out, that whole movement. So basically, I think it was 1 or 2 women that told their stories, but the Me Too thing, or the hashtag Me Too, is like, Me Too,
right,
Me Too, Me Too, Me Too, Me Too, and it was going across all various industries in the workplace, etc. And it was just kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say revelatory, because I think we know this exists in society, but it really kind of just highlighted that actually enough is enough now for us to be saying, it's just male behaviour, it's just a bit of banter. No, actually, this is unacceptable behaviour, and we need to start calling it out, because a lot of the time these kind of behaviours and accepted patterns of behaviour are socialised within us from a very young age. We see it on the TV, and it becomes accepted, and it's about saying, no, this is not acceptable. So you're right, and I think that probably would present challenges for a lot of men, thinking, okay, is it appropriate for me to say this? Can I compliment a woman's looks? Can I do this? Can I do that? But you made one really valid point, AJ, and it is about control and power, I should say, and the abuse of power. And it's when the mix of the abuse of position and power comes in to exploit somebody else, that is when it is a problem. So when you're on a level kind of playing field or power environment, it's I think, going back to your authentic dating series, approaches and interests in a man to a woman, for example, is authentic. But when you have the power play, it's not so much about there is an attraction there, but it's more about the power and the abuse of power. So you're absolutely right. But I do want to go back to your story, because, like I said, you are now happily engaged, but you were shy singleton, I think you described yourself as. And also, you both describe yourselves as online daters. Serial online daters. I forgot that word. Right. So let's hear about your story first.
Yeah. So which part? The
part about going from the shy singleton to now you are you're engaged.
Yeah. So
what changed? Like what did you have to do? What self-work did you have to do to get to that point now that you are with and getting ready to marry somebody else?
One of the biggest things is, like, for me, and I think this is where it gets really personal, is my journey was a lot to do with my own personal authority. So being able to understand what it is that I want out of life and being okay with that. I grew up in a very restrictive culture, and I just felt like what I wanted in my life wasn't valid, and I had to follow someone else's authority. And so then actually deconstructing what I wanted for myself versus what other people wanted for me was a huge part. And the more that I started to do this, the more I started to open up, because my fiance, she's not from my background. She's French. And she's grown up in all over the world and stuff, and like my family culture come from Mauritius, and so huge different disparity there, but being able to just stand in what I want for myself and saying, hey, this is what I want, and I'm okay with it, and not having to fight against someone else. So over time, that was a huge thing, because that's what I shed. It was layers and layers and layers of shame and guilt around who I am, and that's such a big thing. Yeah,
we do dress up in so many different cloaks and masks and armor as we go through life, and we don't realize how many layers that we actually accumulate and put on by the time we get to a certain age. And so it's really refreshing to hear that as a man that you've really looked into all of that and just kind of tried to shed all of those layers and just show up as you. That was a conversation that we had on Sunday in the last IG Live, and in our previous IG Live within this dating series, is that the most important thing is just being authentically you, showing up as yourself. Because when you try, I think a lot of the time we try and bring our so-called best to a date or to a conversation with someone that we're interested in, and that's not necessarily who we are, and that can only last for a certain. You can't keep that up, right, Caz?
Well, I think it's what society has trained us to do. We've got to remember the world that we're living in. We're conditioned in a way to be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if you go to a job, it's not, you may not necessarily be interested in a job. It's just that you want the money. Let's keep it real. But you're not going to say to the person who's interviewing you, oh, so, sir, you know, John, so please tell us, why do you want this job? Well, to be quite honest, because I want the money. You're not going to really do that. But I think we should just be honest, because if we were so honest, then at least then you know why this person is here. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think when people are honest about who they are and what they're about, you can't get upset with that person because they showed you who they were from day dot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So would you say that you find that in your experience now dealing with men, especially offering this bespoke dating service to men, that a lot of men struggle with how they should show up trying to interact with women? Is that part of the problem, do you think?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems that men face that women don't have as much is the ability to get in touch with their emotions and own their emotions and the whole range of emotions that we have. So, you know, they may be angry, they may be frustrated, they may be sad. And, you know, we carry a lot of these things from past relationships or just from our own lives. And then we bring that into a relationship with our expectations. Like a huge one for me, you were asking me a bit about serial dating before. And I came up with this concept for myself, which is called the 3 prongs. And I realized that these 3 things kept me single. And number 1 was, no matter who I was with, initially when I'd meet her, I'd be like, oh yeah, she's really attractive. But slowly a voice in my head would be like, oh, but is there not like a better girl? And haven't you not spent so much time working on this that shouldn't you be able to get like a hotter girl? Wow. And this would come in. The second one would be like, oh, we're having an argument or something. It'd be like, oh, she doesn't fit me 100%. Therefore, we're not compatible enough. And then the final one that really gave the game away was, oh, she's not Muslim. And this was hilarious because this is how I've discovered it, because I never dated Muslim girls. So I'd date someone for a while, and then that voice would kick in, and it would be like, she's not Muslim. Like, how are you going to make this work? Mm-hmm. And that's how I discovered that, oh, I've got these 3 things that make up my identity belief system that have nothing to do with what I truly want, that are running the show. So then, you know, with that in mind, then if I'm always comparing to others, or like, because what am I actually comparing to when I do this, right? If I think, oh, she's not as hot as someone else, what exactly am I comparing to? And by actually unraveling this, I started to see that, wow, this is something that propagates being a serial dater, being able to jump from one relationship to another, never fixing the core issue, and never looking at what's keeping me single. Yeah.
That's really good, and I hope the listeners, I hope you're taking notes, because I think it's so imperative that you do have to look at your behavior. You know, where's that belief system actually come from, and you need to address that belief system, because until you identify with it, you're going to continuously keep on going through that same cycle over and over. I call it repeated behavior. You know, I will just share a little bit about myself, but I do actually have certain people on my phone, and I was give them titles like repeated behavior, because I am instantly reminded this is something of my past that I keep on doing, just to remind me. So I just think these things are important, but that's the only reason why I'm able to acknowledge that, because I'm actually spending time with myself to get to understand myself, similar to what you've been doing. And really just looking at, why do I behave the way that I do? Why am I always keep on attracting the same kind of guys? You know, because at the end of the day, the law of attraction is a real thing. You know, if you keep on attracting people that's a bit psycho, then do you know what I mean? You've got to tap into yourself. Why am I attracting this person? It doesn't necessarily mean it's that person. It's something about you, why that person keeps on coming back to you in a different mask, in different clothing, etc.
And a huge bit of what you just said there is actually responsibility.
Yes.
And this is one area where a lot of people don't want to take that responsibility. They want to blame everyone else and be like,
not themselves.
Exactly.
That's so key.
And it is about having to look at yourself really honestly in the mirror and stripping back those layers and saying, first of all, what are my ideals that I've set up in my head when it comes to dating? Because actually they just may be these perfect ideals that when you apply them in the real world, they don't actually work. But also, who am I? Who do I want to be? And who am I going to show up as? And it should be that you're showing up as yourself. We do have a couple of comments. Ryan Gordon has left a comment on the YouTube live stream, and he said, so from the male perspective, how does lust, attraction and attachment impact dating or relationships? What do you think?
Well, I would say, so was it lust?
Lust, attraction, and attachment.
And
let's tackle lust, because I think let's take lust.
Well,
that's an interesting one.
Yeah. I think so there are definite biological drivers that we have, and I think lust is one of those, and it can fit into that what we were just talking about, something that you've experienced in the past and you just continuously lust for people. And I know this is a driver for a lot of men, where it's almost like an addiction. It's essentially it is. It's like a lusting addiction. We all have it. We all have attraction, but I think there's a maturity that comes over time that you have to then go to. So what am I what is it that I want? What do I want out of life? And this is actually how I came to understand things. Do I want to be chasing woman after woman after woman, always feeling incomplete? Or do I want to eventually settle down and have children and have a family? Because if I want that, then I need to change what I'm doing. I'm not going to have all of that if I'm continuously just having a string of relationships. And understanding that biologically, some people feel hungry all the time, and it's true. You want to eat. I feel hungry. I feel like eating chocolate all the time, right? But if I do that all the time, it's not going to be good for me. And so you have to mature. I like how you call it the green drink there.
She's got a green smoothie, and we can say some men and women feel thirsty all the time.
Oh yeah, thirsty. Yeah.
They have a thirst that can't quite be quenched. But it's a really interesting conversation. You're right. We are animalistic at the end of the day, and there are biological factors that make us desire or make us attracted to the opposite sex. But I guess where it can become an issue, and you mentioned addiction, but where it can become an issue is not for and we'll talk about it from the male perspective, for men not really understanding what is it you actually want. Like you said, you can have all of that, the chase, the thrill, another hot female, and yet another notch on the bedpost type thing, but are you really feeling complete from that? I know there's a guy in particular, a comedian, who he did a live stream on Instagram, and he was saying exactly that he had a pattern of behavior where he just kept on going after woman after woman after woman, and it became an addiction, but he didn't ever feel fulfilled. He wasn't getting anything from it, and actually he felt like it was depleting him a bit. And that's a really mature conversation for a man to have, because men are socialized to believe that they go out, they hunt for a female, they conquer a female sexually, and that's all, that's kind of gives them the stripes and the accolade of manhood. But it's not really the case. It's actually a dangerous way of a dangerous form of social conditioning, I think.
Well, absolutely. I mean, so growing up, I was in the same boat. I see other guys, and it isn't a stamp of manhood. It's like, oh wow, what a guy! He's able to get any woman he wants. But then what I noticed is, as you start, so I'm 36 now, as I started getting older, it started becoming less cool and started to become more of an issue, because when you start to realize that actually some of these guys that I maybe look up to are out of control, or they don't have a handle on what they're doing, or they don't even know why they do what they do, right? And then some of the same guys may be looking at me going, oh man, you're in a relationship, that's amazing. It's like, how have you done that, right? And so actually what I want to say there is that everyone has their issues, and so often we look at one way or another. And I think that's a huge thing, is realizing that we all carry something. We all have a cross to bear. You mentioned pattern behavior. It's about recognizing what is that, maturing, I think, is being able to move forward in life, into a different experience. So if you've been single and free, and you've done all of that, and you've had all the sexual experiences that you want, go for it, have the sexual experiences that you want. And then when the time is there for you that you want to move into something else, there should be that ability to move forward, because life is about progression and the experiences. It
should be, right? It should be about evolution, continually evolving, and moving towards, like we said before, being a better person. So it's the self-work, and the self-work should attract what is best for you. But back to what you were saying about kind of evolving and moving forwards, do you think that it's a case that men need to get that just going out and just getting as many women as they can? Do they need to get that out of their system before they can level up? Or do you think that it's a change of mindset that's required?
Firstly, all men are different. so we're not all the same, and it's an interesting point, because I think the first thing is that what men need more of is to understand their emotions and be able to communicate their emotions better, because that's something that's massively missing in society, is men really being able to own how they feel and express that without feeling ashamed of feeling a certain way. So whether they want to go down a certain route, like for example, there are some people that they don't want to go the monogamous route. They want to be more polyamorous, and there's a lot of stigma and shame around that, even though it's accepted now as a term in society. And I think people should be free to have the experiences they want. For men, I think the biggest problem that we face today still is that we're just not emotionally intelligent, and we're not getting into that. A lot of men, like, we do a lot of work. We've got like 65 episodes of our podcast out now, and you ask a man, like, hey, do you want some help? They're like, no, we're good. Yeah, we're good. But these are the same men who are struggling to create the relationships that they want. Yeah.
Right.
And do you think that the now we're good is the default male socially conditioned answer?
Yeah, it's like this idea that we're supposed to have it all together and know exactly what we're doing at all times.
We had another comment actually from Ryan Gordon, Caz. I'm just going to read it out. So he was talking about rejection versus growth when it comes to a man. So he just said he's doing some research on that, rejection versus growth, and he wanted to know what your thoughts are on that within the dating sphere.
Rejection versus growth. Well, I suppose one of the things to understand about rejection is it is a perspective. Because
sorry to cut you there, but it's really interesting. How do men deal with rejection? Like, and again, not all men are the same, but in general terms, like emotionally, how do men cope with rejection?
Well, I can tell you, for me, I'm hurt. Like and it's being vulnerable. It's like you're putting yourself out there, and I think this is where we go back to the idea of leadership. To be able to expose yourself vulnerably and say, hey, for example, hey, I like you, and then the woman to turn around and say, oh, I'm not interested. There can be pain, there can be hurt, there can be shame, and often for men, I think the biggest problem is the sense of pride that is diminished. So yeah, that's
pride's a big deal, actually, isn't it? It really is a big deal. I think for both of the sexes, and sometimes the shame and the pride kind of gets in the way and prevents us from saying what we really think, what we really feel. And I certainly know in my experience, like, I feel like sometimes in order not to come across vulnerable, I don't fully express everything that I'm thinking or feeling, and that's I'm changing that because I realize that I've just got to be honest, and there's the only way that the other person is going to know how I'm thinking or feeling is if I tell them. I can't start to make up these stories in the gaps between the conversations or the communications in my head, because we do that a lot.
Yeah,
we read into things, don't we?
We do. And even with you saying that, it reminds me of this sitcom called Girlfriends, and you had the main character, Tracy Ellis, and she was Joan. She was always having these stories going on in her head. She just assumed that the partner that she was with, he knew that she liked Valentine's Day. It was a big thing to her. So she just was like, oh, it's Valentine's Day and he hasn't done anything. And she just assumed that it was a big thing for her, but for him as well, because she saw it as a big thing. So it's going back down to expressing yourself. But I do want to ask you a question, AJ, is obviously you've dealt with helping over 1,000 men so far. Well done on that. What has been the most bizarre case that you've actually dealt with?
The most bizarre case,
or something that sticks out in your mind, memorable, unusual.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Like, I mean, I think every case is unique. I'll go back to the first guy that I ever coached. And he was someone who just was really struggled with communicating, with talking to women, and the change in him in just one night by actually breaking that boundary of he'd never actually approached someone before, and getting him to actually approach was amazing.
Wow.
So to see that, this is what sort of makes me love this sort of job, is because seeing that transformation and knowing that, you know, I did it for myself and that other people can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing a guy go from completely stuck to being able to talk to someone and socialize is amazing. And so, I mean, it may be not a bizarre case, but it's definitely someone who had a huge transformation.
And I think if you can see that with the work that you put in, that must be really quite rewarding for yourself and David, to realize you are making a difference in people's lives. I mean, dating is so important to all of us. We all want to be loved. We all want to find love. You know, we all want that special somebody to come into our lives. So, you know, just like we go out for 8 hours a day or whatever it is and work, dating is a massive part of our lives, and it needs to become a bigger part of the conversation that we have. So we really thank you for taking the time out to talk to us about it. We have asked you to select a couple of tracks. We just before we get to the top of the hour, and there's 2 tracks that you have selected. So while Caz is queuing those up, I just want to ask you, what tips would you give for people considering online dating?
So the number one tip would be, online dating is very visual. So make sure that your photographs are really well taken. Ideally, if you can, get someone who has a good camera, like an SLR camera, or even get a photographer to take some good pictures. Because most
filters or no filters?
No filters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no
That's
filters.
advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because in fact, and this is one for the women. Guys hate filters. They want to see what the girl looks like. They don't want to see rabbit ears.
Yep.
Can I just make a quick announcement? So those who are listening to us on YouTube, please do refresh your YouTube. We was having some technical issue, but everything should be up and running. But in the meantime, I'm going to play Tupac, Dear Mama. Why Dear Mama?
I just love Tupac, and I think we're not hearing enough of him these days. This track in particular, I thought it would be good for the feminine vibe.
There we go.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Suspended from school, I'm scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shed tears with my baby sister. Over the years, we was poor than other little kids. And even though we had different daddies, the same drama when things went wrong, we blame mama. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell, hugging on my mama from a jail cell. And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day. Running from the police, that's right. Mama catch me, put a whooping to my backside. And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. I finally understand, for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
To show you that I understand, you all appreciate it. Don't you know we love you, sweet dear mama. There's no one above you, you all appreciate it. Don't you know we love you? Now ain't nobody tell us it was fair. No love for my daddy, cause the coward wasn't there. He passed away and I didn't cry, cause my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. They say I'm wrong and I'm
So that was AJ's first selection, Dear Mama by Tupac. And what a lovely track. We love Tupac. I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs, by the way, to Jimena, listening all the way over in Toronto. Hey Jimena, big up yourself, girl. Thank you for the promos you send us. We are loving them. I also want to say a big shout out to Ms. Tanisha Westcar in Jamaica, living it up. If you're listening right now, big up yourself. Send us some sunshine, please, because the sun is fading where we are. But like AJ was saying, you know, Tupac is a great artist. We don't listen to him enough, right?
No. And I think his lyrics are really beautiful.
Very, very beautiful. He was actually, in my mind, he was a prophet well before his time. If you listen to some of the conversations, super intelligent, super emotionally intelligent as well, if you go back and listen to some of the stuff that he spoke about. You know, so wherever you are, Tupac, rest in peace. We still celebrate you and the message that you bring. So what's the next one, Caz?
Okay, so just before we go to the next one, it is, can you just tell our listeners how they can connect with you? What's your social media handles?
Yeah, so the best way to reach us is on Instagram, and the social media handle there is @AuthenticDatingSeries, or you can go to our website, which is www.authenticdatingseries.com.
And you do a podcast weekly, is that correct? What
That's
date do you do that on?
The new episodes come out every Wednesday morning, and we've got like 65 episodes covering all range of topics.
And AJ, is it just for men, or can women get in touch with you too?
So yeah, women can get in touch too. We have a huge women following. They love us. They interact more on Instagram with us than the men do. But we're really trying to target men because men really need to hear this advice.
Definitely. And I think we've had a few listening today who've picked up some really good tips from yourself. Before we're actually going to play out with the next track that you've chosen, but before we do, there's just one last thing that I do want to ask you. You know, in this world of online dating, we've got our Instagram live coming up on Sunday where we'll be talking about that. There are some great concerns around people's safety, cyber safety. So what would you say that people should bear in mind to keep themselves safe online?
Yeah, I think people should always take things with a pinch of salt. Like, remember that you can't always see who the person really is, and especially off a picture, you know, you want to double check that this person's real. So I would say always have a phone call first, or a Zoom call before meeting up with someone, that you can really check in, see if who that person is and if their vibe is the same. Because often you can have a nice chat over the text, but then when you get talking, things are different.
And when, or has there been already, the first Authentic Dating Series wedding? Any of your clients that have been married, got married, getting married?
Well, actually, I do have one. One that I know of in the last, or his wedding has been postponed currently due to Corona. But one of my previous clients is engaged now. Yeah.
Okay, on that note, we are going to go straight into Kanye West and Touch the Sky. So, AJ, thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you.
Say goodbye to the viewers out there.
And did you tell us why Kanye West? Why Touch the Sky?
I love the energy of the song. It always lifts my spirits.
Okay.
Yeah.
AJ, we really appreciate you coming on this Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Guys, get in touch with AJ, Authentic Dating Series. He's got some great advice to share with his partner, David.
And we'll see you after this.
Gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Back when they thought pink polos would hurt the ride, before Cam got the pop, the doors is closed. I felt like bad boy street team. I couldn't work the locks. Now let's go. Take them back to the plan. Me and my mama hopped in that U-Haul van. Any pessimists, I ain't talk to them. Plus I ain't had no phone in my apartment. Let's take them back to the club. At least about an hour I stand online. I just wanted to dance. I went to Jacob an hour after I got my advance. I just wanted to shine. Jake's favorite line, dog, in due time. Now he look at me like, damn, dog, you what I am. A hip-hop legend. I think I died in an accident, cause this must be heaven. I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. Yeah. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Now let's take them high. Now let's take them high. Back in Gucci with the rock. Back when Slick Rick got the pop. I'd do anything to say I got it. Damn, them new loafers hurt my pocket. Before anybody wanted K-West beats, me and my girl split the buffet at KFC. Dog, I was having nervous breakdowns like, man, these that much better than me. Baby, I'm going on an aeroplane, and I don't know if I'll be back again. Sure enough, I sent the plane tickets, but when she came to kick it, things became different. Any girl I cheated on, she couldn't keep it at home, thought I needed a knee alone. I'm trying to right my wrongs, but it's funny them same wrongs help me write the song now.
Kanye, this is a really big moment for you. Are you concerned about what effects your comments about President Nixon will have on your career?
We're not here to talk about that right now. I just want to focus on this jump right now.
You want to focus, all right, nigga. You want to focus on this.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Are you looking for that feel-good music? The kind of music that makes you want to share with your friends? Then you've been looking for iLive Radio, your #1 source for music lovers worldwide, playing a variety of hits from soul, reggae, gospel, jazz, hip-hop, funk, and everything in between. Download the iLive Radio app now and listen to us when you're on the go. Available on iTunes and the Google Play Store.
You're listening to iLive Radio.
iLive Radio.
iLive Radio. Changing the way you listen to radio.
iLive UK, Now Chat Show with Caz and Janelle. Tune in 4 to 7 p.m. every Friday at iLive UK, the Now Chat Show with Caz and Janelle.
Welcome back. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're on the last hour. Guys, if you are watching us via YouTube, we did have some technical glitches, but if you can refresh, you should be able to see myself and Janelle. And how are you guys finding the show so far? You enjoying?
I think they are. There was like quite a few comments before we encountered some technical difficulties. But just to remind those who are watching, you want to get involved, send us a message, give us your views, send us in some feedback. You can get involved via the website. So we've got a live stream chat on uk.iliveradio.com. You can call us in the studio if you like, if you want to talk to us, you want to talk to your girls, Caz and Janelle, live and direct. It's 0208 638 8503, and you can WhatsApp us as always on 07564 265 257. So yeah, let us know your views. How did you find that conversation with AJ from the Authentic Dating series? I think it was actually really quite insightful. And what I love is that there are a couple of guys who have had their own challenges with dating and have come together and decided that they're going to provide a dating service and advice service for other guys out there. I think that's really refreshing.
Definitely. And what I love about their story is it started from them first. It always starts from you first, and then once you've actually established what you need to do for yourself and you've seen that it's worked for you, then you can offer that service. And obviously being able to serve up to 1,000 men that they've actually served so far, I just think that's just absolutely amazing. But it's bank holiday weekend. There ain't no carnival.
I know, Caz, there isn't no carnival. It's such a sad thing. There's going to be so many people who are just not going to know what to do with themselves this weekend. Usually we'd be gearing up, getting ready. Panorama would be tomorrow night, the steel pan competition. And, everybody would be like either prepping their costumes, getting themselves all geared up to be out on the road come rain or shine.
But on Monday, we do have Versus. Now, Versus... those guys, I don't know if everybody's watching Versus. I'm sure everybody is because we've been on lockdown, quarantine, etc. But this Monday, we're going to have Monica and Brandy.
Wow.
That's big.
That's a big, big, big one. I do love both artists. But I wonder who's going to win. The whole Versus series has been great, actually. And, we have... yeah, we've been treated while we've been on lockdown, really, like we've been looking for content, but Swiss Beats and Timbaland have given us a really lovely, lovely combination of artists.
And we just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you for entertaining us throughout the quarantine time. But we're going to just leave you with a track by Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
There is no way you could mistake. And for your man, are you insane? You see, I know that you may be just a bit jealous of me, but you're blind if you can't see that his love is older than me. You see, I tried to hesitate. I didn't didn't wanna say what they told me. You said without me you couldn't make it through the day. Then a shame. But maybe you misunderstood, 'cause I can't see how we could wanna chase something that's so good. All my love was all it took. You need to give it up. Had about enough. It's not what you see. Boy, it's mine. I'm sorry that you seem to be confused. Even lost to me. It's mine. What you do, the things you do, you keep on acting like a fool. You need to know it's me, not you. And if you didn't know it, girl, it's true. I think that you should realize and try to understand why.
What a classic that one is. Monica and Brandy, The Boy Is Mine. It still sounds fresh today, right?
Definitely. But going back to verses, who do you think is going to win?
What, Monica versus Brandy?
Yeah.
I want to say Monica. Like, I know Brandy's got a really full repertoire. She's done so much. She's got a whole back catalogue of music. But I just love Monica. I've always loved Monica. I think she's great. So
I just love her attitude, you know, Miss Thing. And even watching her on the reality show with T.I. and Tiny and Family. Yeah, you just really get insight of who she is. I do love Brandy. Let's not get it twisted. But there's something about Monica that's just like, yo, mate. But that's going to be a wicked one. But so far, I mean, obviously we've had so many verses, episodes. But so far, who would you say is being your absolute best?
I haven't watched all of them actually, but Serena, big shout out to Serena. Serena just said that she's rooting for Brandy.
Ooh, interesting. So who else is rooting for Brandy?
Let us know, guys. Are you going to be watching the verses on Monday? If you are, Monica versus Brandy, who do you want to win? Who's your money on? Who you backing? But yeah, back to your question, Caz, about the whole verses. I've only watched a couple of them. I watched the Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu. That was sick. Loved every second of it.
I was sleeping, babe. I had no idea what was going on over there. Trust me. I just woke up the next day at Instagram and I seen all this and I was like, what's this?
I know.
When did this take place? I was in my bed sleeping.
It went like the chat, honestly, following that all across social media was insane. But then, of course, there was the Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer affair, and that was exciting. And can I just say that Caz is actually waving her Jamaican flag in the studio. For those of you who are on YouTube, please let us know if you can see us and if the stream is working. We have had some technical difficulties, but you can hit us up in the chat on YouTube, or you can hit us up in the live stream chat on uk.iliveradio.com. Please let us know if you can see us in the studio. So yeah, Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer. For me, that was the epitome of verses. That was one of the highlights of quarantine lockdown. In fact, one of the highlights of 2020. We actually watched it at your place, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And I literally was having a rave.
She was.
Literally, I was in a dance in Kingston, Jamaica. I believe it was at Pulse. I was there with my Batty Rider and my T-shirt, flag, Jamaica,
everything.
And the
Slapping
only thing
the walls.
I was banging the walls, I had my whistle, everything. The only thing that was missing was a jerk man. The jerk man didn't come my way. I don't know what happened to the jerk man. You didn't book the jerk man.
Boy, I didn't get the memo to put the jerk man, to be honest. But, you know, don't worry. We'll soon be touching down on the rock in Jam Rock, and we can have all of that experience live and direct, and we can get the jerk man.
So who do you feel won that versus?
I think I have to say it was Beanie Man. Really, he did win.
A lot of people were saying Bounty Killer. I personally felt it was Beanie Man. However, but Bounty Killer did bring us like this energy with his entertainment, etc. But you know what, I think we're just gonna play something from Bounty Killer right about now, because as we know, a lot of us is fed up about certain things. Yes, I think I kind of let out of the bag. So we're gonna listen to Bounty Killer, Fed Up, and it's a big tune. Yes, so listen, don't go nowhere.
Reaching out to all the leaders and media. This is Rodney Price, aka What people governor? Well, poor people fed up. To your system, shake up your issue gun for whipping me boss. Poor people fed up. To your system, shake up and every day they get to use them up. Me ask the leader, him and the ranger. We make poor people surrounded by danger. Lion, roach and giant mosquito. So with water we fill with bacteria. Whoever take a look down on the river and near you, back to and save you. Waterhouse can tire. Long time the MP, him no come near you. And all the one we claim says she a coach like rap 75% and give me quarter.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Me water to the kings of kings. Well, me know them shall answer. The Lord of Lords, well, I'm a sponsor. The lion from Judah, them well one conquer. The eagle and the bear and the queen and her daughter. He's Selassie, I me know the whole of them offer. But them a go down in a flames of water. Selassie, I no take it for no laughter. Poor people fed up. To your system, shake up your issue gun for them big me boss. Poor people fed up. To your system, shake up and every day they get to use the door. Some lost them roots, some forgot them culture. You study the past, them don't know the future. So them don't take telling, so them end up so vulgar. Them don't know Selassie I from Ethiopia. Serious as me man to take me for any joker. That same man make me hold them note. Yeah, me no play them casino, me no play them poker. Them plan to destroy me with the coke and drugs, yeah. No travel is just like a damn barracuda. Plan to lick run it with up on the piece of scooter. You think them like to see we in a them hot car, yeah. With them hot girl, yeah. And sing them song, yeah. Them song you stronger than them fire and hope, yeah. You go hang copal with a piece of rope, yeah. Just become me fed up. Two of them systems shake up, me get to youths, them no stop from there. Me say me fed up. Two of them systems shake up, them issue gun for the youths, them boss. Ask the leader, him a the ranger. Him make poor people surrounded by danger. Lion, the roach and giant mosquito.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
iLive UK, Now Chat Show with Caz and Janelle.
Claims that him a come from that 75% half a week water. Come and the London one biggie we are here. Disconnect me light and cut off me water for the king of kings. Well, me know them shall answer. The Lord of Lords, well, I'm a sponsor. The lion from Judah, them well one conquer. The eagle and the bear and the queen and her daughter. Yes, Selassie, I me know the whole of them offer. But them do that go down in a flames of water. Selassie, I work, it's a fun or laughter. Yes, me say we fed up. To all them systems, shake up them issue gun for we pick me boss. Get the people fed up. To all your systems, shake up. Every day we black rather fed up. Some lost them roots and forgot them culture. No study the past, them no know the future. They know Selassie I come from Ethiopia. She was as me man to take me for any joker. Them not take them in, so them doggy, 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 doggy. Hold on like we have to have them in a twos and threes. And everybody know we wild already. Believe you me never string cut out. Hold on like we have to have them in a twos and threes. And everybody know we wild already. Believe you me never string cut out. For me see a double look good, me have the fool her and get where we want. Can me no live on the sharp road, so me have the bounce her. Enough y'all we a go pass through like Patron. Everyone lay this on. I mean they hear about the hot crew way up them y'all. And that's rated and raw. That mean we a go on them and we have to get them.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
If they want from y'all, they from base. Woman forget wine and y'all forget lace. Two of them man have time for way. Hey, hey, so you know me a sheer off of Diana King. Nadine Tagalan and Chevelle Franklin. Me want them to ride for me bulldog with him. And left the one of them all.
You are listening to Now Chat Show UK with Caz and Janelle.
Caz and Janelle.
Right about now I feel like I'm in yard. Just Beanie Man or dog like me. I don't even know if that's even a right thing to even say about yourself, you know? Like,
he says a lot of things about himself. To be fair to him, he's got so many tunes in his catalogue.
Oh my God, crazy.
Like, sick. He's a sick artist. Anybody who's ever seen Beanie Man perform will know, not only is he a great artist, lyricist, but to watch him on stage, it's kind of like magic, really.
He is amazing. I remember seeing him in Sashi in 2001.
Sashi, now you are going back.
Right, that's how deep me go back to yard on a rig. And I remember seeing him with Steven Seagal, the actor.
I think I remember that. I wasn't out there at the time, but
it was mad because when I saw the stage show and I saw Beanie Man come on and Steven Seagal was on the guitar, like the bass guitar, bandana, all gold up and bed, you know, just chaps, Tommy, everything. I'm like, yo. And he's like, man, just love it when we come in the yard and red. And I'm like,
who? Steven Seagal?
Steven Seagal, babe. Proper yard accent.
We need to find that clip on YouTube.
Mate, it was peak. I was like, oh, but that was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, Sashi doesn't happen anymore, but I've heard great things about Sashi. Those kind of tracks remind me of Fully Loaded, like back in 1998, I think is the first Fully Loaded I went to. They tried to bring it back recently just before lockdown, and I think it was a success, but if Sharon Burke's Solid Agency out there is listening, bring back Fully Loaded.
Fully Loaded.
A great dance, great party. It was on the beachfront, actually, down at Fort Clarence. I just remember it was an amazing show. Talking about shows, though, this weekend's a bit sad, really, because traditionally it's Carnival weekend. You know, the biggest street party in Europe, but Corona has cancelled Carnival.
54 years of history, just like that. Can you imagine, like 54 years? And what I love about the Notting Hill Gate Carnival is that this was created by people of colour, black people.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted, do you know what I mean? And the impact, you know, when you look at the times, what those people were going through back then, you know, like no blacks, no dogs, no Irish, and all that kind of stuff. I was going to say something else, but I just thought, remember, you're on radio. All that kind of stuff, you know, that they had to deal with. But in that pain, they still created. And that's one of the beautiful things that I can say, you know, not trying to disregard any other human race out there, but as black people, we are special. You know, through pain, we still create. We need to just celebrate that and recognize that and come together, yo.
I mean, you know what I miss? I miss the whole yearly carnival ritual. So who are you going with? Who are you meeting up with?
What are you gonna wear?
What you're wearing?
How many man got chat to you? Or the man's them, oh but yeah, we're gonna get big gal rated.
Innit? How many numbers you end up getting?
Listen,
how well you pack your bag, because you have to go with your supplies, right? Your supplies, what you're drinking in your bag. Some tissues definitely need to be in your bag, right? You know, maybe a spare battery pack in your bag so your phone don't run out. And just make sure that you're ready. I mean, Carnival's a whole ritual. I love it, you know, just kind of getting myself together and geared up and prepared. And when the sun shines, it just makes it that much more magical. I know a few years ago, I think a couple of carnivals, it was pouring down with rain, but people were still out with their umbrellas, partying, winding up, winding down, shaking a foot, all two, jumping up with the floats and the sound systems. We're gonna miss all of that this year, all of the costumes, the sound systems. I mean, usually, I have to say, I'm on Saxon Corner. Big up Saxon Sound every time. I'm on Saxon Corner. That's my little spot. I'll do a little circle, and then that's where I am for the rest of the day, because I just love Saxon Sound. And that little corner full of
it's got a vibe.
vibes.
It's pure vibe there. I ain't gonna lie. Still, but you know what? You know, even though like Carnival ain't happening, but we can make Carnival happen for the people right now over the airwaves.
That is true. So guys, if you're listening out there, let us know. Are you missing Carnival? Are you sad that it's not going to be happening this weekend? You can get in touch with us on uk.iliveradio.com. There we have a live stream chat. Or you can give us a call in the studio, 0208 638 8503. And of course, get in touch via WhatsApp, 07564 265 257. So take a listen to this and get you in the carnival mood.
Living, baby, this is not a movie. And the ball, hold on, father. Girl have a child and she can't boil water. And still she ready to risk it all. And then you can't pay your bills them at all. Laugh tonight and cry in the morning. Oh gosh, girl, all I'm saying, careful what you're doing. Careful how you're living, baby. This is not a movie. Live your life, but you could take it slow. Take it slow. Careful what you're doing. Careful how you're living, baby. This is not a movie. Live your life, but you could take it slow. Take it slow. I never wanna see you lose your way. Just keep pushing on. And there's a lot of things people might say. Just move it along. They will try to sell you lies like it's the whole damn truth. Don't let them get to you. You're a beautiful lady. You're a queen every day, yeah. Don't get caught in the matrix. Don't go looking for ratings, no. I just want to see you shine. Girl, show me your light. You gon' be alright. Everybody on the daga. And they ballin', hold on fire. Girl have a child and she can't boil water. And still she ready to risk it all. And then you can't pay your bills them at all. Laugh tonight and cry in the morning. No gosh, still all I'm saying, careful what you're doing. Careful how you're living, baby. This is not a movie. Live your life, but you could take it slow. Take it slow. Careful what you're doing. Careful how you're living, baby. This is not a movie. This is not a movie. Live your life, but you could take it slow. Take it slow.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK. This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. Ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. Look how the sun now raising up, and the crowd now waking up. The atmosphere have vibes, and nothing can break it up. The girl them a wine non-stop. We had the drinks them in a my cup. We gonna party all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show, before we head out on the road. The girl them a release the load. So let me see your hands up, so everybody know, put your hands up, so if you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
So we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. The girl them a wait all week. Forget up on the road like freak.
The music full of blast with thousands of chipping feet. Everywhere you look is just food, and everybody in a real nice mood. We gonna party all night, all night. Everyone with painted body, clean credit and tainted money. Nobody want to dance by themselves. Everybody wanna dance on somebody. Well, let me see your hands up, so everybody know put your hands up, so if you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready, yeah, we're ready, yeah, we're ready, 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 yeah, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready. Look how the sun now raising up, and the cloud now
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
And nothing can break it up, and nothing can break it up, and nothing can break it up, and nothing can break it up. And nothing can break it up.
iLive UK, Now Chat Show with Caz and Janelle.
Well, that was a nice little soca selection there. Under us right now is Party Done by Angela Hunt and Marshall Montana. And we started with Marshall Montana, Take It Slow. That's a nice little groovy soca tune for you. And then we moved into Charlie Black, Gyalia Party Animal. And for some reason, we had a bit of an instrumental version going on there. We're not sure what happened. But anyway, we still love the tune and we hope that you enjoyed it. You probably did a bit of a karaoke there like we were doing in the studio. It's all good. Still a big tune. After that, we had Bungie Garland, Differentology. We wanted to know, are you ready for the road? Even with the carnival not happening this year, you should still be having some plans for this big old bank holiday weekend. We pray the rain stays away. It's kind of a tradition with rain on a bank holiday, but we pray the rain stays away. We had a little bit of a trickle today. So whatever you're doing, please enjoy and get yourself ready for the road. Now, there is a track that Caz has got in her back pocket.
Yeah, like, all right, guys, I've got a confession. I'm not really a soca fan. I ain't gonna lie, but preparing this show, we stumbled across this song, and I personally feel, because I don't really know much about soca, but I really think this song is a banger. There's something about this tune, like, it just does it for me. And I think those who are from like Jamaica, they will kind of identify and agree with me.
Why from Jamaica though?
Because there's something about the tune. It's like, cock it up.
So you're saying it's got a bit of a dancehall energy?
Yeah, it's like that
it.
dancehall, you know, like I can actually see like Beanie Man just doing all, like Spice maybe doing something and just, you know, like wine and go down, cock it up. Yeah, I can see something like that going on with this song. And it's 106 Janelle, and the song's called Cherry. Now, I need some of you guys to tell me if this is a banger or if it's not. If you can just holler at us, you can actually get in contact with us on 0208-638-8503 or WhatsApp text only 07-564-265-257. Let us know your thoughts, because, you know, I really sincerely believe that I've got a good ear when it comes to music and artists. That's just me.
You've built up the tune so much. Let's see what you got. This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK, and we are changing the way that you listen to radio.
Put on the cherry, put on the cherry boy, put on the cherry, put on the cherry boy, put on the cherry right on the top. They're so sweet and you don't want to stop. Blow your mind, it will make you erupt. After you get where you're bound to turn up. Put on the cherry right on the top. They're so sweet and you don't want to stop. Blow your mind, it will make you erupt. After you get where you're bound to turn up. Every time that you get by, you liking it. Come taste the treat, but you wanna sample it. Can't get enough, so you only.
Okay, so I've got confirmation. This tune is a banger. Considering I don't do bashment, gosh, I do bashment. Considering I don't do soca, but listen, management out here is just going like say they're in carnival. So I think this is just like a pull up. What do you guys think? Pull it up, pull it up, pull it.
iLive Radio, supporting independent artists from around the globe.
Put on the cherry boy, put on the cherry, put on the cherry boy, put on the cherry right on the top. They're so sweet and you don't want to stop. Blow your mind, it will make you erupt. After you get where you're bound to turn up. Put on the cherry right on the top. They're so sweet and you don't want to stop. Blow your mind, it will make you erupt. After you get where you're bound to turn up. Every time that you get by, you like
Every Friday, hang out with your girls, Caz and Janelle.
so you only asking more to go. And when you get it, you start to whine. Cause it's the only thing on your mind. Just wanna take and get out of control. When you wanna eat. Don't wanna speak, eat. Hey, now one thing that you really hope for sure. So give me more, right from the clock. More, right from the clock. More, right from the clock. Sit down right here with a bunk and a talk. Hey, more, right from the clock. More, right from the clock. More, right from the clock. Sit down right here with a bunk and a talk.
You are listening to Now Chat Show UK with Caz and Janelle.
Put on the cherry, put on the cherry boy, put on the cherry right on the top. They're so sweet and you don't want to stop. Blow your mind, it will make you erupt. After you get where you're bound to turn up. Put on the cherry right on the top. They're so sweet and you don't want to stop. Blow your mind, it will make you erupt. After you get where you're bound to turn up. This sweetness of the thing how you dribbling. So we just have to shake like a tambourine. Bracing yourself so you'll be tackling some more. The thing about you do the waste time. Cause when you're popping bottles of wine, it's that cherry that you're ready.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Don't wanna speak, eat. Hey, now one thing that you really hope for sure. So give me more,
So, girl, it seems like you were right with that selection.
Me have good ears for artists and tune. You don't know already. You know, I should be called management. you get me? Like, I should have my own label and thing.
Well, do you know what? Anything is possible. Now Chat Show record label. It's got a kind of a bell ringing to it. I have to say, though, I do love my soca. I think I was a bit like you back in the day. And that was until, of course, I went to Trinidad Carnival. Now, my roots are, my father is from Trinidad. I've been to the carnival quite a few times in Trinidad and in Tobago as well. And let me tell you, you will come back a soca convert.
I don't know, Jay. You know,
should we put it to the test?
Yeah. So
yeah.
after Corona, you're gonna send me out to. You're gonna send me out to.
Well, I can't just send you there. You got to go there with people that you know to feel the full flavour, and also, you know, if you think Jamaican man are something. Why? I don't know if I could just send you to Trinidad, you know, for them man there. Boy, you might not come back. Star.
So I might go there and get married and thing.
You will meet a few. Whether or not it ends up in marriage, I don't know. But you'll definitely meet a few interested parties. Let
me just put it out there. I'm not thirsty for marriage. Yeah, I quite like my single life. I just add that out there. You know, quite good being by myself.
So that Cherry tune, 106 Jadelle, seems like it is a bit of a banger to say.
Did you not see what management was doing?
I saw it, mate.
It's a banger, babe.
There was
not
a party
it's
going
a
on
banger. Yo.
But you say that you so as I say, you know, soca's in my blood. I can't get away from it. And actually, when you are in the vibes, especially Juve morning, I told you about Juve morning.
What does that mean, Juve morning?
So Juve actually comes from the word j'ouvert, which means I open. So it comes from the French word to open, and it's basically opening up the carnival season. So you the 3 or 4 day carnival period. So you start off with Juve, and you start at the crack of dawn, like I don't know, like you leave about 3-4 a.m. darkness, and you basically bring in carnival with the sunrise.
Right.
And it's an amazing experience. A lot of the time, especially in Trinidad, people throw paint and powder and chocolate and all of that.
Throwing paint and powder. I mean,
but when you're out in the sun and you're just having a good time and you've had a few drinks and you're following a float and you've had you've had your snacks, because usually when you buy your wristband and you get with the float, you get your drinks, you get your costume, you get your snacks, you follow the float. So when you're just in the vibes and the energy, and then the sun is coming up as well and beating down on you, and you've got all of that paint and powder, it actually is a great feeling, really liberating, really great feeling. And a lot of the time it ends with you finding yourself in a location where there are a few water cannons spraying and to cool you down, the sun is beating down. Honestly, you don't knock it till you tried it. You got to do it.
I'll try it one day after the coronavirus is over. But you know, personally, if I was at Carnival, I will just, me and certain people, Debbie, I don't know, you're locked in and you don't know where we will be, the Birmingham lot, Ruti, Charmaine, Jackie, Carol. Listen, it's a whole bag of us, and we will basically be at KCC. Georgina, you done already, and we will be listening to things and tunes like this. That's what we'll be dealing with. So who will be there on the KCC corner with me will don't know how the thing's set, and I know you guys will be there with me too. Shades out, just brocking out, not on the winding up thing. We're just going militant, you get me? Like master steps, like melody.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK. This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK. This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Miss Dynamite inside the place. Listen to the dynamite. Miss Dynamite inside the place. Oh, with the sticky. And you know.
So who's rocking out right about now, yeah? I know somebody must be getting down to Miss Dynamite because we're gonna go boo in the place. I think this is a rewind, and just bring it right back. Yeah.
Miss Dynamite inside the place. Listen to the dynamite. Miss Dynamite inside the place. Oh, it's a sticky.
So guys, if you like your soca all weekend on iLive Radio, it's just gonna be all about soca. So guys, make sure you stay tuned in with us all throughout the weekend. We're going to be celebrating Carnival all weekend on the Candy Show tomorrow, which takes place tomorrow at 8 p.m. with Mr. C. He's going to bat it up. So all of those people that want to wind up the cell phone, wind up the cell phone, wind on go down and wind out and then anyway, I'm just going to go. Yeah.
With the drum, I fight and go along like you now. And some of my little cool tongue, me your medicine. Get it with the rhythm, get it with the drum. Get it with the rhythm, get it with the drum. I fight and go along like you now. And some of my little cool tongue, me your medicine. Feel the bad gal bass, feel the bad gal bass injection. Listen DJ with the boom selection. This one cycle to get through this section. It's the range insane and where we feel no pain. Excuse while I get into your brain. Let the bass vibrate them veins. It'll fuck you up like we was cocaine. Cause I tippity the dynamite to get the people them alive and live.
Oh, we are sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a blooper there on a Friday. We really do apologise for that. Was unexpected. It said the clean version, so I don't know what happened there. But I'm sure you can forgive us for that one slight error. Out of that and into this.
The
So before we did have Miss Dynamite with Boom, and under us right now we have The Cure and the Cause with Fish Go Deep. A bit more of a family friendly vibe for you. But you know, we are slowly easing out of lockdown, and we do want to talk about what's coming up for the weekend, because we are here to get you inspired to shake your feet, your legs, your arms, everything, all parts of you over the weekend. So without Carnival, we know that that's not happening because of Corona, but there's still things going on this weekend. So Carnival will be streamed, or screened, should I say, virtually on nhcarnival.org on their website. There'll be a series of free live streamed events that will be shown across 4 channels on the Carnival website from tomorrow. We have warm-up events taking place from 9 a.m. till midday, and then again from 6 p.m. until midnight tomorrow, and that's before the real festivities begin from midday on Saturday and Sunday, and of course that rolls into Monday. So I'm sure there'll be something for everybody. If you are feeling like you can't do without Carnival this year, then get onto the nhcarnival.org website to live stream events coming up.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna go into another one of our classics. We've got Super D with Kings and Queens, and I absolutely love this song, and I know a lot of you love this song too, so let's go right into it. I'm gonna just cut it down soon anyway, because I'm mindful it's 6:54 and we got
we can talk over it, remember?
over this.
Yeah, so
yeah.
It can be in the background. We don't even put it down yet.
No, I'm gonna,
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.
Yes, as Caz said, that is a sick track. Kings and Queens by Super D. I'm sure you'll be hearing a whole lot more of that as we go through the year, because it is a big tune. Now listen, we are almost at the top of the hour. That means the end of the show for another week. There is one more thing that I wanted to let you know that's going on tomorrow. There is the big bank holiday all-dayer. And the DJs for that event will be Chairman of the Board, WJ Goodgroove, DJ Ratty, Frankie Beverly, and a few others. That is at 247 to 252 Wood Street, London E17, and it's from 2 till 10 p.m. Now, it is a bring your own drinks affair, so you don't have to worry about that. If you do want to go down for wristbands or for more information, please call 07894 086 710. That's 07894 086 710 or 07904 243 203. That sounds like it's going to be an exciting one. I love a good all-dayer. Don't you?
Me too. Yeah, definitely love a all-dayer.
Especially when the weather's nice.
Listen, I believe the weather's going to pick up. I know it's been raining today, but you know what? The earth needs water, so we embrace that. But I do want to make a few birthday shout-outs. We want to big up to Elijah from the Raw Soul Radio. We do believe it's your birthday coming up soon, sir. I believe it's tomorrow, so we need to big you up all the time. And we're going to big up Lamar. bigging you up because we know say it's your birthday as well. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. We're not going to go just yet because the hour's not completely
quite over.
But we do also want to because obviously we was all reflecting back, especially in this time, and we was looking about, say, Aaliyah, and it's been 19 years that she actually passed away. I cannot personally believe it. I remember when she passed, where I was, etc. I was actually going to Sashi, and Missy Elliott was supposed to perform. She didn't perform due to her girl passing. So we're just going to play a bit of Aaliyah.
We're going to have it underneath us right now. There's a couple more things we just want to run you down, and we want to say thanks so much to AJ for being our special guest today. AJ is from the Authentic Dating series. Check them out on Instagram. We appreciate you guys staying with us this Friday. We will be back next week on iLive UK at 4 p.m. with another dose of Now Chat Show. But in the meantime, make sure you join our Instagram live this Sunday at 8 p.m. at Now Chat Show UK, where we'll be discussing online dating. We want you to get involved, guys.
Yes, get involved. So do send us a DM if you want to get involved by sharing your story. Talk about what your experience was like for you to do online dating. We want to hear from you. So do send us a direct message on our Instagram, which is Now Chat Show UK.
That's right. And Victor V has just rolled up in the building. Victor V is up next. So make sure you don't go a single place. Stay right here. He's taking you up till the 9 o'clock hour with Reggae Motives. Don't you move, people. We're gonna leave you with this. So have a great weekend. Be safe, be blessed, have fun, stay inspired, and we will see you next week, guys. We outie.
This is Now Chat Show on iLive UK.